Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is your favorite show, Daily Calls, a show that answers all your stock-related queries on the program. Top market masters will be joining in to help you understand what exactly should be your strategy on the stocks that you hold in your portfolio and that are coming on your watch list as well. So let's start off by first telling you how do you send us your questions. The WhatsApp number is flashing on your screen. Send me all your questions along with your name, location and your contact details. We can also give you an opportunity to speak to our guests live to take a custom-made advice for yourself as well. Now, let's also quickly help you understand onto YouTube how you can join us. Go on to Business Today and go to the Daily Calls live section. Use the comment section there to send me all the queries that you have about the stocks in your portfolio too. Let me now quickly help you understand how the markets are first trading. Remember, it's just the midweek. We've been hovering in a very narrow band of range throughout the trading session in the first half. 24,600 and thereabouts is where we have been staying put with slight choppiness that we are seeing in the markets. You're also looking at a lot of sectors that are still hovering higher despite all the volatility that we are seeing in the markets. Metals, for instance, are the top movers today, shining the brightest, 2% higher for this sector today. Pharma has pulled up smartly as well. It's at the day's high point. Over 1% gains can actually be seen even for the pharma index. Remember, we are also looking at the broad markets, the mid and the small cap stocks that are also hovering higher, about 0.8% up in trade. Banks within the banking space, it's only the PSU banks, that's the state-owned, the government-owned PSU banks, that's also hovering higher in trade. Consumer durables is also up by about 0.6% odd. Oil and gas, real estate, that's also higher. But what's lower? IT stocks. That's where the space is looking a little weak. 0.9% of a fall on the IT index at the day's low point. You're also looking at financial services that have dragged slight bit in trade. Let me look at the Nifty top movers and the draggers at this point. Top movers, clearly no surprises. The metals pack shines bright. Tata Steel, JSW Steel, Hindalco. You're also looking at Titan Company and IndusInd Bank that are hovering higher. On the weak side, you have the life insurance names like HDFC Life that are down. IT names like both Infosys and TCS have dragged. Bharti Airtel, Trent and Tech Mahindra, that's also on a lower trajectory, at least for now. Let me now welcome our guest on board who will be answering all your questions today. Mr. Akshay Bhagwat, Senior Vice President of Derivatives Research at JM Financial, now joins in on the program to share with us his views on the markets. Welcome to you, Akshay. Good to have you with us. Let's start off by taking your view on the markets. Do you think the markets are just holding the fort right now till the time any clarity comes in from the GST Council meeting, which is ongoing today and tomorrow, to finally give us an understanding as to what will be the rate rationalization that will come in, from when will that be in effect? Or do you think the markets are also sandwiched between these two expiries for the first time, Tuesday for the Nifty and NSA derivatives, and first time ever we will see tomorrow for the Sensex as well on the Thursday. So what are the factors that are keeping the markets under check?
Good afternoon, Sakshi. So yes, lately the markets have been a bit choppy of late, but the sense is that the market now awaits the decision from the GST Council. The meet is underway today, and I think we get more clarity on this by tomorrow. Some geopolitical tensions to weigh on the market, but my sense is, looking at the price structure on the technical parameters, that the downside may be capped for the market for the month of September. September is a month where seasonally it has been known to give positive moves, and also when the moves are seen, they are significant. So level wise, 24,300 is a massive support zone for the month of September, and I'm expecting a downside to be capped. And in case the recovery rally unfolds, then 25,000, 25,200 should be in the making.
Okay, fair point. I hope this has also helped you out in understanding how is the overall view on the markets. Actually, we do have a lot of questions already pouring in. So let's dive straight in, and we'll of course come to your own choice of stocks and sectors and ideas that you would want to share with our viewers. Aarti Jain writes in first, says, hi Akshay sir, I want to know about Ashok Leyland. I have this stock in my portfolio priced at 131. And I have about 1,500 shares here. Is the outlook positive on this one?
Yeah, so auto sector has been in the limelight since the past few days,
Yeah.
and specifically, if you look at the price chart of Ashok Leyland, then this has been a laggard lately for the short term. But if you are considering this from a longer term perspective, then yes, the technical price structure is pretty strong, and the advice is to continue to hold this. Possibly, the support zone which I see right now is around 120 from a positional perspective, and looking forward for targets still around 150 to 175 from an investment perspective.
Okay, got that. Let me also understand from you, Akshay, when it comes to the auto space at large, which are the spaces that you are particularly interested in? Any key stocks that you have identified for investors? Because auto is also being seen as the biggest beneficiary of the GST rationalization in the upcoming festive season. A lot of people have kept on hold their purchase decisions, till the final GST rates are announced and implemented, in hopes that at least 8 to 10% of a decline could come in onto the prices for the autos, especially small cars, two-wheelers for that matter. So how are you keeping those stocks in your radar right now?
Yes. As I mentioned, that most of the names in the auto packs have already been on the move. So the markets are always a one step ahead, and sentiments is what drives the market. So already majority of the two and four wheeler stocks from the auto space have kicked off their move in anticipation of positives coming for this sector. So we are at the phase where stock selection has to be very picky at this time, because most of the names have had their share of move. So specifically, if I were to pick out two names here, one is Bajaj Auto, where technically we see a possible inverse head and shoulder formation in the making, which is more of a bullish pattern. This pattern is on the verge of a breakout, and this would confirm once the stock manages to get past the levels of 9200 on the price charts. If it does break and sustain, we can look forward for positional targets right up till around 10,500 on the upside. The second stock to note would be Tata Motors, which again has been a laggard here.
Yes.
Again, this stock is setting up for a possible inverse head and shoulder bullish breakout. The level here coincides to around 710. So if 710 breaches, you can be well prepared for levels of for 760 on the upside. So I would bet on Tata Motors and Bajaj Auto. These would be my two top bets in the auto space going by the current market readings.
Okay, fine. Let me also, just understand from you when it comes to some questions that are coming in apart from the auto space as well, onto the other consumption-oriented sectors like retail, for instance. We have a question again there also. This is Kamlesh Narkhede, says, "Hi Sakshi and Akshay sir, I want to know about Trent and a long-term view. What exactly is that for trend right now from your side, और इसे किस भाव पर लेना चाहिए, ये इनका सवाल है." Trent, we all know, is a retail poster boy. It was one of the top performing stocks of 2024. This year, it's rather been, quiet and has given up some of those gains as well. How would you look at Trent?
Look, the price chart of trend still is signaling a neutral technical setup from a medium term perspective. See, we are at that phase where there has been a significant round of correction right from the beginning of 2025, from the levels of 7,500 odd in trend. And somewhere, if you look at the price action in the last 3 months, there has been a consensus of a support zone building up at the levels of somewhere roughly around 5,000 in this stock. So it is too early to call the shorts in trend that it will show a V-shaped recovery from here. The initial sense is that it might be a bit choppy in a range. Possibly 5,000 can be revisited. You need to have that kind of a buffer which you need to maintain, and need to view the stock from a longer term perspective with an investment horizon of 1 year plus. So for the next couple of months, I think 4,900, that can be the lower end of the price range, and 5,700 can be the upper end of the price range. Try to accumulate in this range, give this stock 1 year plus time, and possibly if we see a reversal unfolding on the cards in the long term space, possible targets can work till around 7,500.
Okay, fair point. Got that as well. Let me take another one. This one is from Vinita Gupta. She says, "Good afternoon, Sakshi. Good afternoon to you, Vinita, as well." She says, "I want to know about Greaves cotton. Is it possible that we see 240 odd levels on Greaves cotton over just the next couple of days? Also, if there is any midterm target that Akshayji could suggest." For sure, we'll get you your view there, Vinita, on Greaves cotton for you, Akshay.
Well, if you were to just look at from just the next couple of days perspective, so the stock has had a strong bout of momentum round. It picked up all the way from 200 to 230 just in a matter of, I think, a couple of days, and it is in a position where it will kind of stagnate or kind of go sideways. Considering the strong up move which we had in the last couple of days, so 235 plus in 2 days looks a bit unlikely, but there is a strong short-term support at 224 from where you can see another round of momentum. So for the next 2 days, if you are keen on this stock, I think 235 is the target you can work with. The way the technical setup is in Greaves Cotton, you need to give this minimum 1 month plus of time. There is a strong resistance at 240 in the stock. If this resistance is overcome, then technically 275, 290 will be the targets which can open up with 1 to 3 months of time horizon. So that is the recommendation. Hold, but 240 is the breakout point post which the momentum will kick in.
Okay, fair point. I hope this has also helped you out. Let's take another question. One of our viewers wants to know about NSDL. Now, the holding price for our viewer who's not written his name yet is 1275 and wants to know what exactly should be the short to medium term target. Why have I brought this up is because I do know, Akshay, that it will have very limited data for you, but the unlocking of the shares happens today, for about 8 million shares. So that's how the stock is also in focus, because a lot of that comes into the open market now. How would you really look at NSDL?
Sakshi, unfortunately, that is not my forte, so I would refrain from commenting on this question.
Okay. We'll probably toss it to another guest then. Please hold on with that thoughts there. Let's take the next one. This one is from Satyanarayan Rao Kulkarni. He wants to know about two stocks, and between these two, you have to suggest to him which one is a better one, because both are from the same industry, the NBFC industry. The question is between L&T Finance and Shriram Finance. Which is the stock that you would probably prefer for about a long-term holding? Which one is a better choice?
Uh, Honestly, at this point, if I were to make a comparison among both, I think L&T Finance on technical price charts fits the bill from a long-term investment horizon. If you look at the price chart, clearly there has been a breakout which we saw at the levels of 200. This happened a couple of months back, and this breakout is more of a long-term breakout of the swing highs of 2017, year 2017, and that just puts the stock in a very firm holding. So I think possible target projections would be somewhere around 260 to 270 in the stock, going by the current price trend. 200 is a good strong support, and I would prefer L&T Finance over Shriram Finance at the current levels.
Okay, got that. Taking the next question then, this one is from Munish Gupta. He says, "Hi Sakshi, hi Munish, how are you?" The question he has for you, Akshay, is that I want to invest 50,000 rupees every month in stocks for about 5 years. So, which are the top stocks that you would be able to suggest over the next 5 years where he can continue to do SIPs in? It's an interesting question there. Akshay, we often see that a lot of analysts do recommend that there are some quality stocks. We do know that they are very good. But should one really go all out and buy with whatever money they have spare to invest in at one point? Or is it better to stagger that investment in a SIP format? So just the way we do every month SIPs in our mutual funds, how advisable is it to do SIPs in select stocks that we do know are good for our portfolio, and we do want to average it out over the next 5 years, because we do know what the price will be there for the next 5 years will not be here today. So to average that out also, it is usually suggested. So please tell us, one, how advisable is that, and two, which are the top stocks that you will advise then in this scenario?
So the SIP way of investing is definitely one of the most recommended and the best ways to approach the market, because you are approaching the market completely from a neutral perspective. You are not trying to pinpoint levels or get into the nitty-gritties of how the nifty choppiness will play out or how the markets would fare over the next 5 years. So this is one of the best ways or advocated for participating in the Indian stock markets SIP on a monthly basis, which helps you average out and get good returns, which you target from a longer term perspective. So I think the first answer to your question is yes, this is one of the preferred ways you can look forward to. Second, which stocks you would look forward to, and I think the question was about five possible stocks which you could look forward to. I think out of these five stocks, you need to have exposure at an index level in at least twice of two of them out of five, because if you look at the performance of the index over most of the stocks, I think index too have given a better return, and participating in index via ETFs is one of the best ways to participate in the broader market. So here Nifty ETFs are available and Bank Nifty ETFs are available. So participate or invest via ETF route in Nifty index and Bank Nifty index. So two of the names I have already discussed, and I think over a longer term horizon, definitely you will get your targeted return, which you look forward to if you do the SIP route. Stock wise, if I were to name the next three stocks which should perform well, I think one would be Tata Motors, which should do well from a longer term perspective. 5 years SIP route is the best way to approach this. Second, in the metal space, I would look at Jindal Steel and Power, which is roughly around 1,000 odd rupees. So completely based on the technical price structure, this is the next stock you can look forward to from a long-term investment horizon. And third, in the hotel space, I would look at an ITC Hotels from a longer term horizon, where with an investment horizon of 5 years plus, I think you will do this stock will do justice in terms of your returns perspective. So three stocks and two ETFs is what I have named for you. You can go ahead with the SIP route in them.
Fantastic. Okay, I hope this has also helped you and rather all the viewers of ours who are actually looking to build a good portfolio for themselves for stocks that they want to hold for long term. SIPs is the right way, and then you can actually go on investing in these select stocks suggested by Akshay for you as well. We have a lot of our viewers also joining in on our WhatsApp, so let's start taking some of their questions too. The first one we have on our WhatsApp is from Akhilesh. He's from Lucknow. He says, hi ma'am, how are you? I'm very well, Akhilesh. Thanks for asking. The question is on Jamna Auto. He has 200 shares at 97. He wants a target for next 1 year.
For Jamna Auto,
That's right.
if
108 is the current price.
so at 108, I think there has been strong volumes, which we have noted a few trading sessions back in the stock. I presume this is more of bulk trades or buying, which has happened at a level of 100. This stock is in a process of recovering. Last 5 months, good recovery, a one-way recovery you may call, has kicked off from the levels of 75. And with a investment horizon of 1 year, you can look forward for targets till around 140. So positive view, hold for those targets with the 1 year perspective.
Okay, got that. Let's take the next one. This one is from Chandan Jain from Hubli in Karnataka. Wants to know on Jindal Steel and Power. Bought at 300 and wants to hold on for 1100. Or should he book profit right now itself, is what his question.
For Jindal Steel and Power, I
Yeah,
think
he bought it at 300 levels. He's saying whether should I hold on till 1100 levels or book profits right away. Right now the stock is at 1013, 4% higher at day's high.
so 300 is, I mean, the first of all, congratulations for buying at 300. I think you should not hurry for a few rupees here and there, because I think from 300, if you look at the journey of the stock for the last, I think, a few months, it's been range bound. But overall, the way I see it, 1100 is an immediate hurdle for the stock. Where if you are very keen on booking profits, 1100 is the area where you can prefer to take some profits off the table. Maybe 50% you can consider booking it, but since you bought it at 300, I think it makes a lot of sense to give this more time, because this is one of the stock which I mentioned to further buy from a longer term perspective, where potentially 1250 to 1300 targets are in the making. So yes, continue to hold, but timing wise, 1100 is one price point where you can consider taking some profits off the table.
Okay, got that. Let's take the next one. This is from Momita from Kolkata. She says, Hi Sakshi and hello Akshay sir. Will it be a good time to re-enter shipping stocks? And which stock would you prefer between Cochin, Mazagon Dock or GRSC?
See, honestly, this defense theme, shipping theme is, not has had caught the frenzy before, but after that, majority of them have somewhere the prices have faltered out. They are weak on technical charts. It is just that being heavily oversold, you are witnessing a short-term trading bounce back. So most of the names which you mentioned qualify more from a trading perspective, where you're looking forward for short-term 2 to 3% kind of a trading move from the current levels. So from a positional or a medium-term time horizon, I would suggest to give them a miss. From trading, yes, 2 3%. If you are keen on, you can consider them.
Okay. Got that. Let's take the next one. This one is from one of our viewers on our YouTube, Pavnish Gupta. Pavnish Gupta says, I have SW Solar, 600 shares at 375. What is the suggestion for me? Should I hold or should I exit right now on Sterling and Wilson Solar?
Yeah. So, Sterling and Wilson Solar, I think the way this stock is moving, I think you need to give this some more time at the levels of 270. It is more of a medium to longer term candidate. So, looking at the longer term price charts, it does make a lot of sense to continue to be invested. Yes, 1 year plus should reward you with the returns you look forward to.
Okay, got that. I hope this has also answered your question. Let's take the next one. This one is from Nancy. She says, Good afternoon, Sakshi, and good afternoon, Akshay, sir. Please help me understand. Should I buy Exide? Should I add Exide at this point, or should I wait for a pullback? What's your suggestion here on Exide?
The Exide has seen a technical breakout at the levels of 410. This happened a couple of days back. Even the volumes have been pretty strong and encouraging at the levels of 390 to 400. So I think the broader setup is suggesting possible upside targets till 440 to 450. So yes, if you're open to buying at the current levels too can be added. Dip still 410 would be another opportunity to add more. Overall, 400 is a massive support below which you need to have stop losses as a risk measure, and 440, 450 is the targets you can look forward to.
Okay, got that. Let me just quickly also just ask you another question that is coming in again from our WhatsApp viewer this time around. This one is from Shivam. He says, I have entered Indus Towers at 230. It had a good rally last month, but now I want to know what are the support and resistance levels here.
The Indus Tower today has reacted on possible news about a downgrade from CLSA. That is the reason why initially post-market opening you had a negative trade action in the stock. But on the price front, the levels or the lows from where the stock has recovered is one of the most key level for this stock from an intraday to short-term perspective. The level to note would be 320. It has recovered from this level, so supports are respected. If you are holding the stock or if you plan to buy them, buy with strict stop losses below 320 levels. A recovery again should unfold looking at the strong support zone and the recovery which we see once again in Indus Towers from support. And in case the recovery matures, trading targets can work till around 350 to 360.
Okay, got that. Let me take the next one. And this one is also from one of our viewers on our WhatsApp. This one is from Geetanshu. Geetanshu says, I bought Apollo Microsystems at 115 levels a few months ago. The stock had rallied quite a bit, but I want to know whether I should continue to hold on or book some profits there. You're right. In fact, Geetanshu, you're into a stock which actually gave the best returns in the defense space this year as well. And the stock has given multi-bagger returns. You're also sitting on handsome returns yourself, so 3% higher. But I would appreciate you that at this point in time you would want to know whether some of the profits could actually be taken off. Akshay, I think it's always good to see profits back at the bank than on the demat account. So what would you advise for a stock that has already rallied quite a bit?
So absolutely makes a lot of sense to take profits in this stock, at least half of your profits, because this stock has had a one-way rally from 170 to 301. And if you look at the technical parameters, it's a bit overstretched for comfort at the point where it trades, and very much vulnerable for short-term profit booking at the current level. So suggestion is take at least half the quantity of the table, keep them in your bank. Supports which I possibly look forward to would be 275. That's slight profit booking support in case it does trigger off at any given point of time. And broadly, the remainder of the 50% you can target somewhere around 325 on the remainder of the holdings which you have.
Okay, got that. I hope this has helped you out. Let's take one last question and then we will toss to Akshay for his own choice of stocks and sectors. Aman from Bangalore says, I bought Infosys at 1490 a few weeks back. It hasn't moved much. Do you see really a breakout coming, or should I switch to any other stock?
I think it is better to switch from IT names to other sectors, because clearly the money is not chasing these sectors, as I understand, looking at the price volume action and the delivery action in most of the IT names. Infosys, yes, is trading around its support base, but really there is no technical clarity on price action, whether 1400 would be the base or 1350 might be the base. So I think giving this a miss at the current levels would bode well. Look for stocks more from the PSU space where the momentum is slowly gaining traction. That will be the space to look forward to.
Okay, got that. Let me now come to you, Akshay, for your own choice of stocks and sectors. Some of them you've already highlighted for our viewers, which can be invested on a long-term horizon and can be seen as SIP stocks for one's portfolio to be averaged out every month for the long term. But for somebody who may just be wanting to play the upcoming festive season, any stocks that you are keeping on your radar?
A couple of names, not specifically related to the festive season, but they are kind of setting up for a good recovery from the current levels based on technical chart readings. SRF is one which is currently trading at the levels of 2928. There is a very strong 200-day moving average plus a lot of technical convergence of supports from where it has recovered at 2800. I'm looking forward to targets till around 3200 on this stock. So buy SRF with stop loss below 2800 for possible targets of 3200. Second stock is NTPC from the power space. This has been more of a laggard, range bound in the last 5 months, but I think it is at a cusp of a possible breakout or a point where the momentum will strongly catch up in this counter. Support zone is 325, and I'm hoping a breakout should ensure the targets of 360 to 370 in the making in the short to medium term time frame.
Okay, got that. Thanks a lot then, Akshay, for sharing all those thoughts with us, and hope that you continue to keep coming back to speak to all our viewers, to guide them forward in their journey. And of course, thank you so much for your time as always. All right, viewers, let's quickly look at the markets. They have in fact climbed to the day's high spot, 24,638. A 58 point of a jump is what you see. So finally coming out of that narrow range that we've been seeing since the starting of the session today, finally there is some move on the higher side, but remains to be seen whether it will sustain this kind of a move for the next 2.5 hours in trade. Let me quickly now come to some of the other market movers in the markets then. All the sectors are up, barring IT now. Look at India VIX, that's also down by 3.5%, and that's what has also led to some buying come in across the board back again. IT stocks, however, are dragging 0.8% lower in trade. But look at metals, look at pharma stocks, smart momentum there, PSU banks, very smart move that can be actually seen on that one as well. And we are also looking at various stocks and sectors that are participating in this space as well. Let me now welcome another guest of ours who's joined in to answer your questions. Mr. Prashant Tapsi joins in, Senior Vice President Research Analyst at Mehta Equities. Prashant, welcome. Good afternoon to you. Tell me, what's your thought on the market right now? We've been hovering in a range. We got that initial push from the GDP numbers, but again, the going still remains to be tough. How are you looking at the markets and what's next?
Yes, you rightly pointed out a word called tough. It's very volatile markets. Every day we have a two view. Early morning there is a different view, and second half we get in a very different view again. Yesterday afternoon we got some news saying that 11:30 Mr. Trump is going to say something on that. So again, markets went very badly into the second half of the session. So we will be looking at a lot of headlines which will be driven by global markets only. Domestically, I think there is a great reforming action is going on today and tomorrow. I think the GST would be the bigger headline than the Trump's headlines, which he's going to make every day. So that will keep markets very volatile. But the undertone has turned very positive because the way GST is going to boost up in the right time when markets are going to in the need of the growth with respect to the festival season. So I think GST will give a lot of boost for the markets, and we are awaiting for those updates from the government.
Okay, got that. Any key stocks that have come afresh onto your radar, Prashant, that you'd like to highlight for all our viewers today?
I think again two-wheeler stocks should be highly focused on Bajaj Auto as well as TVS. They are continuously in the positive sense. Again, the rationale would be GST only, but again, festival obviously will give you some kind of boost for the good sales coming for September as well as in the October. So Ganesh Chaturthi is a starting point of the festival, and that will start lot of sales momentum in Indian markets.
Okay, fair point. Let me also just, help you understand that a lot of our viewers are looking forward to questions on autos specifically, since the GST meeting is also underway, and we are given to understand that a lot of excitement is already on the brim when it comes to the benefits that the end consumer could be getting on the back of the GST rationalization as well. So those are also coming in. We'll be throwing all those questions to you as well. But let's start off with those questions that are coming at hand first. So we have this question now from Sivanandan from Chittoor in Andhra Pradesh. Says, hi Sakshi, good afternoon. Good afternoon to you, Sivanandan. Says, I'm a great fan of the show. Thank you so much for writing in, Sivanandan. It's great to connect with all of you, and I hope this show is truly helping you all out. The question is that I want to buy Praj Industries, and can I buy it today, and could you get me an overall view? Praj is usually seen as a proxy to the sugar space, and sugar stocks have been rallying in the last couple of days with the back of the relief on ethanol that a lot of these companies are celebrating. How are you looking at Praj Industries, which has probably been consolidating for some time now?
Yes, consolidation with respect to its business as well as on the price. Yes, both are going under pressure right now. Last quarter numbers were not so good. Almost the EBITDA was gone down from 8% to 4.9%. So Q2 would be earning which one should wait and watch for any improvement in the margins. If there are, yes, a positive momentum from the 5% towards 8%, I think today's price would be a great price for starting to accumulate the stock. Obviously, the bet would be on the sugar sector. Yesterday, the stock was up again due to the government relief with respect to manufacturing of ethanol from the sugar segment. But again, this segment would remain, the sugar segment would remain on a volatile zone. Yes, buy on dip can be a strategy. Up to 380 can be a good level to accumulate the stock.
Okay, got that. Let me also look at some other questions that are coming in for you. We have this question coming in from one of our viewers. Yes, this was a question that we had kept for you. Our viewer wants to know about NSDL and wants to know what exactly is your outlook here. The question is also coming in at the time when NSDL is facing the unlocking of the shares today as well, after the lock-in period ends, after getting listed. So there is some kind of a pressure. How are you looking at NSDL at this point?
So just to understand NSDL, we should also understand how CDSL has gone through the wealth making from last 2 to 4 years. So
Yes.
if an investor is a long-term investor, obviously he has to add on more on dips and hold it for at least 2 3 years from the current levels. But again, if he is worried and he is worried about the market tensions and all, I think the stock will remain on a very sideways or under pressure because of the lock-in which is going to open very soon. So a lot of people may sell it in these opportunities. So there may be some kind of near-term pressure, and the stock can come down to 1200 or 1180 levels. Again, I think that would be a great point again to restart buying those stock as a long-term investor.
Okay, got that. Let's look at another question. Saurabh Goyal wants to know on TD Power Systems. He bought the stock at 517. Any midterm targets that you can suggest to him on TD Power?
I think on technical charts, again, 600 can be a target for the stock. Today, the stock is almost 8% up and is already in the profit. But again, there is a short-term breakout which is above 550 levels. And I think today the close would be above its 550 levels. So if the close is again on the 550 levels on a Friday basis again, so I think 580 or 600 can be a near-term target.
Okay, got that. I hope this has also helped you out in finalizing your decisions on the stock. Let's look at Sheetal Agarwal's question. This one is on EPL Limited. What's your view on EPL Limited as a share and the outlook that you can share with this one?
I think technically the outlook would remain very positive. The stock may go towards 240 or 245 as a technical targets again. On a fundamental basis, very decently valued with respect to their ratios, with respect to the P ratios as well as the price book valuation. So I think a decent company to hold it for a target of 245 on a short term basis.
Okay, got that. Let's take the next one. This one is from one of our other viewers on Bharat Dynamics. Can I buy this stock at this level for 2 years perspective? BDL.
Obviously, yes, defense stocks should be in your portfolio, but again, 2 to 3 years should be your view, and your view is really right. The stock has been underperforming from last 2 3 months, and I think that would be a great opportunity for any long-term investors to pitch in and add these stocks. I would like to advise him again another stock which is GRSC, the Garden Rich. Even that would be looking very good for me at this point of time. So you should have at least 3 4 defense stocks in your portfolio as a long-term investor.
Okay, got that. Let me also just quickly take another one. This one is from Dheeraj Bharlero, and he says, I need a view on Bellrise, one of the other recently listed companies, again working with the auto industry at large. What is your view here?
Very positive on a fundamental basis. Again, I have seen this company's planned as well as the IPO process. So very strong momentum into the two-wheeler segment. They are almost supplying to Bajaj as well as other two-wheelers in the pan-India basis. Valuation-wise, very decent. The earnings were really good in the recent update in June 2025. So overall, very positive on the stock on a fundamental basis with a target of 160, 165 on 6 months view.
Fair point. Let's look at the next one. This one is also from one of our other viewers. Okay, Ayush Mathur wants to know about rights. इस स्टॉक को कहाँ पर एवरेज करें अगर लॉन्ग टर्म का व्यू है 3 to 5 years का रेलवे स्पेस से राइट्स के बारे में आपसे पूछना चाह रहे हैं.
तो ओवरऑल मुझे लगता है कि टाइम आ चुका है राइट्स में ऐड करने के लिए. अगेन डाउन से थोड़ा लिमिटेड है, 10 रुपये का रहेगा. 245 और 250 कैन बी बेस्ट रेंज टू अक्यूमुलेट, बट अगर वो रेंज आएगा नहीं आएगा बोलना मुश्किल है. वो इट इज ओनली बिकॉज मार्केट में कुछ करेक्शन आता है तो ही इसमें करेक्शन आएगा. तो थोड़ा सा ऐड कर लेना चाहिए यहाँ पे और बाय ऑन डिप्स करना चाहिए.
Okay, got that. Let's take the next one as well. We have Shamala Satish writing in to just ask about today's afternoon market strategy. Prashant, would you be able to advise that last 2.5 hours of trade, how should one be really formalizing their strategies?
I think yes, with a stop loss of 24,600 on a Nifty level, there can be a positive outlook. Again, I'm looking for a strong momentum in the second half due to all the small and bits of updates from the GST Council meeting. So we may be going towards the 24,750 levels today or tomorrow, and that would be a great resistance for the market. And I think this week as well as Monday, we may even cross 25,000. So overall outlook remains very positive for the second half. Yes, very positive with a stop loss of 24,600.
Okay. Let me also ask you some questions coming in on a WhatsApp. Gul from Kerala writes in, can I make a fresh entry into Keynes Technologies right now? How are the fundamentals? At what price can I buy it for a 1 year time frame? Why is Keynes also interesting, Prashant? Is because we yesterday had Prime Minister Narendra Modi launch the Semicon 2025, and there he took two names in his address, Keynes and CG Power, and that's how these stocks have again got into flavor. How are you looking at Keynes?
Very positive, but again, as a long-term investor, recently the stock has outperformed the market. Maybe April the stock was hovering around 4,500, and now it is almost near 6,700. So there is a good 45-50% momentum already been done in the price action. So I think yes, the stock should be in your portfolio, but again, wait for some dip at least towards 6,000 levels. That can be a great level to watch and then buy into your portfolio.
Okay, got that. I hope this has also helped you out. Let's take the next one. This one is from Chandan Jain. He's from Hubli in Karnataka. Oh no, we've already addressed this one. Let's take Amit Jain. This one is from Amit Jain. He wants to know about Rajshri Sugars, something that we were just discussing with Praj also. He said the stock jumped 20% after ethanol policy changes. Can the technical charts confirm whether it's a trend reversal or is it just a short-term spike?
So yes, due to the sugar news, all the sugar stocks were up. Rashi also is on the same way. On a technical chart, it has just crossed and closed above its 50-day DMI. So only because of technical charts, I think the stock can go towards 51, 52. But stock is very small. I think it's a mini market cap company, almost 150 crores. So I may not be in a position to recommend him on an aggressive basis. But again, if you are a risky investor, I think for a 3-4 rupees, I think there is no need to go and buy the stock right now.
Okay, got that. Let me also look at another query coming in on our YouTube. Gaurav Sharma says, hi Prashant ji, I want a short-term view on Paradeep Phosphates from you.
Paradeep very positive. I think with respect to valuation wise, with respect to technical aspects, again both way, I am very much optimistic on the stock as well as on the non-urea fertilizers and as well as the private fertilizer companies. So yes, it should be a part of your portfolio. Again, what level should be a great level? Again, 200 can be a level. By any reason, if you get the stock, it should be added in your portfolio.
Okay, got that. Let me ask you on another query from one of our viewers. Vinod Chaudhary says, hi Sakshi, good afternoon to you and good afternoon to Prashant ji. Please let me know on Medi Assist. I'm on a 20% profit. I want to add again. So is it a strong stock to continue to accumulate?
Yes, again, you have an opportunity. The stock is down by at least 50-60 rupees from the recent highs. I think it should be used as an opportunity to add. Again, I think 200 DMI as well as 50-day DMI is about to cross and make a fresh breakout towards the fresh target of 560 or 580 levels. So, great opportunity to add on at these levels.
Okay, got that. Taking the next one. This one is from again one of our viewers. Ayush wants to know about Adani Power from the Adani group of stocks. What's your suggestion here?
Very positive. Again, on the valuation side, I think the stock is really attractive at this point of time. When we compare Torrent Power, Tata Power, and all, I think this is the only stock which is trading at a very decent valuation in terms of price to book value as well as on the PE basis. So I think downside is very limited. If a trader want to have a fresh position, please maintain a stop loss of 586 as a no stop loss for short term, and 550, 650 as well as 680 can be a target for 1 or 2 months.
Okay, got that. You've also answered partly the next question that was coming in from Narayan from Haryana, who had bought Tata Power and has been inching up, and he's looking to look at dips to enter that. So one is that, Narayan, I hope you've got to hear that Prashant is positive on Tata Power as well. The next one I'm going to be taking on, in fact, is on Sonia's question, which is on Bharti Airtel. Sonia holds this stock from 1070 odd levels and wants to know what is the outlook on this one. Well, interesting one, Sonia. However, I think there are many further triggers apart from the 5G rollout that you are looking at now in the telecom space. One is the entry of Jio IPO in the listed space in first half of 2026. There's also an indication that there could be more tariff hikes that could come in by the end of the calendar year this time, and there could be another one next year as well. Those are some of the telecom analysts that are pointing that out, and that could augur well for the margins realizations of these telecom companies. And there is also a conscious shift of these primary players of telecom to shift away from the absolute basic plans of low data plans that they were offering, but shift to premium plans. So that's also auguring well. Let's find out on Bharti Airtel. What's your view?
Yes, very short term. I think technical says there is some kind of pressure in the stock. Maybe 1800 can be a level where the stock can settle down. But you rightly pointed out with respect to the rationales why one should invest in a telecom sector and then Bharti Airtel. I think every 6 months we will be seeing some kind of tariff hikes with respect to the customers. And again, the base rate is been keep on increasing. Recently, Jio has done that. So Bharti as well as Idea will continue to do that. For me, Bharti Airtel looks like a multi-bagger stock for 2 to 5 years view again. This may be a great opportunity for a very strong fundamental company to be a part of your portfolio. So I think yes, 1800 can be a great level to add on. And for a traders, there is a negative momentum for a very short period of time.
Okay, got that. I hope this has also answered your question well. Let's take just about last one or two questions that are coming in from our viewers, and then we'll just understand an overall view on the markets from Prashant once again. Sunny from Hyderabad says, should retail investors shift to focus to large caps, or are mid caps still offering better propositions to invest in?
So it depends again on on a client or an investor. If he is a risk adverse, I think mid cap can give him a great upside with a limited downside risk. But if you want to be a very conservative investor and not so don't have a lot of time to do any research and also I think large cap can provide you a great opportunities like L&T, Maruti, Tata Motors and all. Those are all well researched companies and they will obviously perform well in the long term basis. So if you have a risk, then go to mid cap companies. If you are conservative investors, go with the large cap companies.
Got that. Okay, let's take the next one that's coming in again from one of our viewers on our WhatsApp again. Ananya writes in from Gurgaon, says, I have got Nykaa shares at 152. It's been moving slowly. What do you see about its future outlook?
I think yes, valuation wise very expensive at this point of time, but again the growth is very high in this kind of sector. So you need to be not take some kind of risk that the company is going fast, and if there is some kind of underperformance with respect to their quarterly earnings, you may fall in the same way. So not a fresh level to buy at this point of time. Anywhere between 220 to 10 can be a great level to buy the stock for long term.
Okay, got that. I hope this has also answered your question. Okay, we'll now take a break from taking all those questions now and quickly ask Prashant to help us understand with an overview on the markets from here onwards as well. Prashant, we do know that the tariff tantrums have still not been abated as of yet. There is still no talk about whether there will be any further negotiation or a breakthrough. Right now, it seems that both the countries have put their ground and red lines into focus and said that, these are the non-negotiables, but nobody is ready to blink as of yet. So we still have a 50% tariff, which is of course going to be problematic for some of the sectors that are heavy export oriented. But at the same time, the government is focusing more on Make in India, manufacturing and self-reliance, Atmanirbharta, and a lot of, reforms are taking place, like you also pointed out, that the government is focusing on to cushion that external impact. How would you look at the markets from here on till the year end?
Very positive. Short term, there may be some kind of volatility because of the global headlines, mainly because of the tariff. But I think how government is reacting towards the tariff risk. The first reason was again GST reform, and there will be a lot of PLI schemes, a lot of such kind of incentive schemes for the industries which are going to get a lot of impacted due to the tariff war. So overall, the downside is very limited. Upside is open. I think this tariff is again teaching India to be stronger Atmanirbhar to go towards the aim of being the third largest economy in the world. So I think COVID has taught us a lot of many things with respect to being Atmanirbhar, and I think tariff war is again giving us an opportunity to be stronger Atmanirbhar economy towards the target of going towards the third largest economy. So overall, in the near term activities, there may be some kind of volatility that may give some kind of great opportunities for Indian investors to get into these markets again. But again, I am 6 months to 12 months. Basically, I think we may go near to the all-time again.
Okay, got that. Well, Prashant, thank you so much for being with us then and for sharing all those wonderful insights with all our viewers. All right, we'll start wrapping up the markets now, viewers, for Daily Calls edition now. We went up to the day's higher, but again, there is some profit booking at higher levels that we can see, which continues to help us understand that, markets are not sustaining at higher levels, at least for now. 24,616, 36 points of a gain is still, positive because we had a down day yesterday. So let's see whether we can cover some of those gains and losses and probably end with gains in today's trading session as well. We'll wrap it up at that, but in case you have some more questions that you have unanswered from our guests, keep writing to us on our WhatsApp number that flashes on your screens. We can take those questions tomorrow at 12 noon again with another expert. So thank you so much for taking the time out and being with us. Do stay tuned. Market coverage continues on the other side.
At the SEO summit in Tianjin, India pressed successfully to have the Pahalgam terror attacks included in the joint declaration. A reversal after the issue was rejected at the defense ministers' meeting earlier this year. Thanking international